Welcome, dear ones. In the previous key, Key 1, the Magician, the Fool met the Magician and learned how to be a master creator, unifying divine will with human will to make manifest his subconscious desires on the earthly plane. In Key 2, the High Priestess, the Magician enters the temple of the High Priestess. In numerology, the number 2 represents the creation of peace and harmony. 2 unites and brings an end to separateness. Its energy is that of the sacred feminine. The Fool stands before the High Priestess. She sits upon her throne silently and serenely, her lips sealed, for she only initiates the worthy with her divine knowledge. She holds a scroll bearing the word TORA. This is an anagram of the word ROTA, meaning wheel, which is symbolic of the wheel or circle of life and experience, as well as the wheel of the Zodiac. According to sacred law, as the human soul passes through the 12 signs of the wheel of the Zodiac, it completes a cycle of spiritual initiation, with each sign imparting a different lesson or gift to assist in the soul's growth. In Kabbalah, mystical Judaism, the Hebrew translation of Torah can mean teaching, direction, guidance, and law. In this context, the scroll represents the High Priestess and her ability to initiate us into the mysteries of divine wisdom and spiritual law. The High Priestess, or Popess, wears the triregnum, or papal tiara. This crown depicts the 3 lunar phases that symbolize the 3 stages of womanhood: maiden, mother, and crone. This crown is also symbolic of the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor, who wore a cow-horned crown. Her association with the sacred cow was such as she was perceived to give sustenance to her people. The High Priestess's gown is white, symbolizing divinity and spiritual purity. Her blue cape represents the waters of the subconscious, intuitive and emotional realm, which is also evoked by the water-like ripples in the fabric as they cascade to the floor. She is flanked by 2 pillars, decorated in lotus flower motifs, one black, one white, the black emblazoned with the letter B and the white with the letter J. The pillars are symbolic of Jachin and Boaz, mercy and severity, or strength. Like yin and yang in Eastern mysticism, the pillars represent spiritual integration and unification through the balance of opposing forces, masculine and feminine, light and dark, night and day, active and passive. Jachin represents the masculine principle, and Boaz the feminine. The pillars owe their origins to the 2 mythical copper or bronze pillars that were said to stand outside the front of the Temple of Solomon. Scholars disagree as to whether the Temple of Solomon was a historical place or whether it was an allegory designed to impart spiritual teachings. This card is also symbolic of the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is formed of 3 pillars. Severity and mercy form the outer pillars, while the 3rd middle pillar represents wisdom. Here, with the High Priestess sat between the 2 outer pillars, we can see that in her embodiment of the sacred feminine, she herself forms the middle pillar of wisdom. On her breast she bears the sacred cross, representing the balance of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire and water, held in balance. Behind her lies a curtain decorated with pomegranate symbols. This is also known as the veil of Isis. Passing through the pillars and through the curtain or veil symbolizes a process of spiritual initiation into the mysteries that lie beyond. The pomegranates relate to the Greek myth of Persephone, daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest, and Zeus. Persephone was kidnapped by Hades, god of the underworld. He gave her a pomegranate, and according to legend, because she ate 6 of its seeds, she was bound to the underworld for 6 months of the year. So deep was her mother Demeter's grief that for the 6 months of the year her daughter was bound to the underworld, the earth became barren and the crops failed. Hence the 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter. When the High Priestess appears in a spread, she represents the need to delve into the underworld of the subconscious, psychic, and intuitive realms to unearth secrets and hidden wisdom that will assist you on your path. Simply put, it can represent secrets to be revealed. With all the lunar symbolism of the card, there is a correlation with the moon in astrology, for wherever the moon falls in your natal chart, it is said to illuminate that aspect of your life.